Alright. Looks like that's everything I want. Level up Glacial Hammer, which I forgot I had. Whoops. Alrighty then. I managed to beat that guy without dying. This is kind of meant to be a competitive game. So there are different events. Oh, glowing endorsement from Sanderain. This is meant to be kind of a competitive game, as maybe the leagues would indicate. And so the developers hold events occasionally. My first hardcore experience was in they have leveling races. My first hardcore experience was in a 3-hour solo hardcore leveling race. And basically, you play for 3 hours, and the last people alive will be judged based on how much experience they have, and the person with the most experience wins, and you win a unique amulet that makes you larger and tower above all the other characters. Well, I joined that race. I was like, you know, this sounds fun. I'll try a race, and I'm gonna try another race. They're having a bunch of events this week. I'm going to try another race soonish. But I died at that boss mob that we just defeated in about 10 minutes. Less than that, actually.
A medicine chest. This means more to us than you can know. There are some who wouldn't have lasted the night without it. Take this, in return for the knowledge that one can do more than suffer and Rayclast. You and Tarkley, you give us something better than serums and salve. You give us hope.
Yeah, so basically, I'm gonna take life here, because that seems to be my trouble so far. So yeah, I was out of that race in 5 minutes. Bit disappointing, I will admit, but, you know, that's how it goes. Can't expect to just walk in on your first hardcore race after having only had the game for a matter of days and do well. Alright, so let's see. I'm going to identify my life flask. That's good. Well, kind of. I get less health, but the recovery speed is faster, and I get the health instantly. So I'm going to stick this on number 2. Talk to Bestel. This part isn't voiced yet, and like I said, I was going to skip most of these anyway. Now I can go ahead and take Raise Zombie. Hooray! Raise Zombie! But I'm just going to show you some of the other spells. Phase Run is a good one. Fireball. Sweep requires two-handed. That's an AoE two-handed attack. But I like raising zombies, so I'm going to go with that. And go ahead and talk to Nessa again to sell this life flask that I have no use for. And I'll keep Ice Nova. Oh, actually, I can show you the crafting, which is interesting. There's no like crafting table. And this is actually the only recipe I know so far, but if you put in an iron ring and a skill gem, you can get a resistance ring. Unfortunately, I'm not level 11 yet. I could really use some frost resistance, but whatever. Unfortunately, the resistance ring is the only recipe I know yet, or so far. So I've got a bit of learning to do. But oh well. Oh, there's my character stuff. I'm gonna go talk to Tarkley over here and get my next quest. Basically, clear the fetid pool. You can see at the bottom. That's my it's my quest. I'm gonna hop on back in the waypoint and go do that. Over to the mud flats. Alrighty then. The mud flats. Nice and lovely environment. Lovely name. I mean, I wouldn't choose to live in the mud flats, probably, but... Now I'm gonna raise me some zombies. Yay! Come on, zombies. And I believe I can raise one more before I reach my zombie max, as it were. Oh, here's another little kind of incidental side quest. Find a use for the glyphs, the strange glyphs. Well, it looks like an incidental side quest. It's actually a main story mission, but spoilers. Whoops. Well, it leads to a main story mission, rather. So I'm gonna essentially run around killing things, then go in, clear the fetid pool, and then find a use for the strange glyphs, and then go back to town, sell some stuff, you know, the kind of general ARPG formula. And, well, I suppose I should mention another way in which this game, although the gameplay in general sticks pretty well with the general ARPG formula, you know, run around, hit things, do quests, sell stuff, gain experience, that is virtually unchanged. But however, as you've seen, the passive skill tree is unique. The item, skills as an item is fairly unique. Socketing in this game is different from any other game, as far as I know. In most games, when you socket an item, it just kind of increases the worth of, you know, the items that you, have. You know, gives them some unique trait. But in this, you know, the sockets are skills. Furthermore, I don't know if you've noticed this, but I haven't been picking up any gold. And when I sold my stuff, I didn't get gold for it. The currency in this game is not gold-based at all. It's based on, the Uzak Bloom. Let's hope I don't die. It's based on these currency items that have a real use, and it's kind of... Let me go make some more zombies. It's kind of the equivalent of, like, you know, your average gold sink in another game, where you pay to enchant things, or pay to, you know, that kind of, I'm gonna spend money. And I got some unique or rare items here. Definitely want this belt. Where you just spend all your gold on enchantments or whatever, just to get it out of the economy, just to prevent you from getting hundreds of thousands of useless gold bits and causing inflation for player trading and all this. To prevent that, they have... I just upgraded Ray's zombie, by the way. The currency items are not gold. They are these items like a portal scroll, a scroll of wisdom, and other items that basically upgrade your gear. These are the currency. I can buy things with scrolls of wisdom. I can. Oh wow, I'm finding a lot of rares for a level, whatever I am. What level? 4. So, you know, me picking up these scrolls of wisdom is the equivalent of picking up like a pot of 40 gold or something. There are other items that let you turn a normal item into a magical item, turn a normal item into a rare item, add a magical property to a magical item, reforge a magical item with new magical properties, reforge a rare item with new properties, change the socket colors on an item, change the socket connection on an item, just kind of generally increase the quality of items. There's a number of different currency items that do different things, and they're all worth different amounts of each other. And I'm not sure what the formula is. I don't know how it all works, and that's just something that you can either wiki, or as I would like to do, just kind of learn as I go. I'll learn it. I'll get a feel for it. And that's the kind of thing I'm going for. And in a game like this, I think it's very appropriate because I don't know. I like the backstory in this game. It actually explains why you're here, unlike in Torchlight or Diablo, where you're this epic hero that just kind of wanders onto the scene and starts saving the world. Here, you're just an exile, and you've been dropped on the coast, and you fight to survive, and you kind of get wrapped up in this grand story. And I can appreciate that. I really like that. How many glyphs? Okay, I have all 3 glyphs. So I'm gonna come over to the glyph wall. Oh, and the water is lowered, revealing the lower submerged passage. And for that, I get a reward from Tarkling. But before I go back to claim my reward, I'm going to complete the other quest he gave me, which is to clear the fetid pool. So I'm gonna try and find that. And these instances are randomly generated. And they only last for about 15 minutes. So if I were to leave this instance for 15 minutes and then come back, it would be a whole new instance, randomly generated and unique. That's pretty cool. I mean, it can be slightly weird if you've cleared an area like the terraces where there's not a waypoint, and so if you ever want to go through the terraces, if I hadn't activated the waypoint in the mud flats before going back to town, if I'd spent 15 minutes in town to get here, I would have to go through the repopulated and completely different terraces. Which would feel a little bit weird. It would feel a little bit backtracky. But I think that's okay. Oh, whoops, that was the fetid pool. I thought I just passed the entrance to the fetid pool, I think. I thought that was... yeah, I thought that was the entrance from the terraces. So I'm gonna head on in with my zombie buddies and find out what is causing the dead to rise in the fetid pool. Why is it so fetid? Why is it so filthy? I don't know. Maybe they've been dumping trash in the pool. Maybe someone peed in the pool. I don't know. Certainly, I would believe that someone's peed in the pool. Wow, another rare item, man. This is like when you try and show a friend, look what I can do, and it's that one time you can't do it. And I'm gonna go for melee damage. This is kind of like that. I never get this many rare items. You guys are gonna think this is Rare Item City. I don't know what's going on. The drops have been very generous to me today. I have no idea what I was just saying. Oh, another magical one. Oh my goodness, what was I just saying? I remember making a joke about peeing in the pool, but beyond that, no idea. Oh, and that was another currency item. Armor scrap improves the quality of your armor. Raise your zombie. And when there's an abundance of bodies, I like to just replace. I think this might be better than what I have, but I'm gonna wait for a magical item because the sockets weren't quite as good. Better damage-wise, it is, but the socket's not as good, so I'm gonna wait. Oh, and if I get a orb of transmutation, I can turn my current weapon into a magical weapon, or get a magical axe, which I would like to do. Since I'm not using Glacial Hammer anyway, I might as well. And since I already have Raised Zombie, I could get some axe-based or blade-based skills. I think I'll do that because I mentioned axes earlier.